Hey there, Greater Harlan. This is Clark Kendall, your regional technology trainer. Excited to join you all this afternoon. We're going to be talking about 4 campaigns to grow your database. And so we're going to introduce all 4, but we're going to spend specific time about our most popular one, and that's creating Facebook ads in an easy manner and to save you time and also to grow your database. So welcome. If you're watching this live, thank you for carving out the time. We honor that, and we trust this is of value. Would love to hear where you're tuning in from today, or even if it's watching this after it's live. If you're just accessing this recording to where it was live, still put in the comments where you're from. So know as we begin our trainings every Tuesday and Thursday at 1:30, we talk tech. And our goal here is not to just focus on the technology, but how it applies to you and your real estate business. Okay, so this is a popular topic as Facebook ads are a great way to build your database, and if you've already maximized it. And so we'll be talking about through this. And as you have questions, again, whether live, put them in the comments, or watching afterward, we'll get you an answer, whether it's live in person to where I can see them, or at a later point, we can answer those directly as well. So before we get going here, I'm going to go over some goals before we get into the X's and O's of how to do these campaigns. Here's our goal for today. We're going to identify your database growth goal and introduce 4 campaigns to hit that goal. All right. And so while we're talking about this idea, this wonderful idea to grow your database, there's some things to walk through first. What is it that you want to grow your database to? What is the goal you're looking at? Right? You're not going to be able to hit that goal if you don't know what it is. Right. And so we want to begin with why you are looking to grow your database and what that is. So know that when you go into command, there is a place to set your goals. And I'll introduce that here in a second, but that's important to understand. Instead of just doing Facebook ads for the sake of Facebook ads because you feel the need for leads, identify how large you want to grow your database and put a time frame on it, right? Whether it is I want to grow it by 50 contacts or leads through the end of the third quarter or 200 by the end of 2021, whatever it is for you, decide that. So you know when you've hit that mark and whether this has been successful for you, right? And even better, you can set your goals in command. And if we want to attach even more big why behind this or more intention and purpose behind this, then let's set a goal for the amount of commission that you want to see from your database growth. And we can do that through goals that we'll set. But just, again, begin with the end in mind. Don't just do Facebook ads for the sake of doing Facebook ads. Attach it to a goal that matters to you and your business. All right. Also know while you've taken the time to watch this training, you're not alone in this. Of course, I can answer questions here, but you have wonderful people and resources very close to you. Every single office, or what we call a market center, does have a market center tech trainer. Lean into that relationship. They are there to walk beside you and understand your business and only apply the tech or guide you in the tech that makes sense for your business. Our command platform does a lot, right? And while we're focused on leads today, we do want to make sure that's something that you feel good about, right? And to be honest, our market center tech trainers are primed to be the best people for that conversation because we can ask questions of, do you feel like you've really maximized your database? Have you been able to have those conversations already with the people that know, like, and trust you? Because that is the best opportunity in front of you. And if you feel like you've really been able to get a handle on that and develop good habits, then yeah, let's grow your database even more to get you in more relationship with people through these campaigns. So lean in that relationship, not only to understand what tech applies, but also when you have questions, they're your boots on the ground person. They're the ones you want to reach out to if you need help. Of course, all of us tech trainers utilize an amazing resource that we call answers.kw.com, right? So I suggest looking at answers.kw.com, and I'll introduce something here on this in just a second to use those articles because it's an immense article library where you can search by topic or even look through categories of all things Command or KW Tech. So reach out to your Market Center Tech Trainer if you have questions beyond this. You can definitely put them in the comments below, but also use answers.kb.com. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and put in a link here in our chat. While we are titling this 4 campaigns to grow your database, we are going to be focused on one, and that is social ads through Facebook campaigns. This article that is in chat here is a total introduction, or at least introducing our campaigns, and we'll touch on the other 3. All right. So, and I'll introduce all 4 here in just a minute, but I did want to put that in the chat where I will do a deep dive on paid ads today. The other 3, this article in the comments section will equip you to take the steps forward that you want in that. All right. So before we get moving on here, as you all know, in a lot of our trainings here that we've done on our Facebook Live or YouTube, or if you might be watching, we've introduced this lead generation model. Of course, I'm a little bit in the way there. But this lead generation model helps us understand how real estate business flows, where people first come into our world from a lead generation standpoint, or whether we're prospecting, door knocking, calling our neighborhood or our farm or our database for prospecting activities, or marketing through organic social media posts or postcards. We're capturing leads because we're lead generating. And as we capture these leads, they're in our database. And it's important to understand the difference between a lead and a contact. A lead is somebody you have not earned the right to have a 2-way conversation with, or someone that you don't feel like you've had a real estate conversation with, okay? But it's somebody you have not connected with. Connected being the key word here, as a person in relationship, and also the agent, the realtor that can help them if they have any needs, or their family members have any needs. So lead is someone you have not connected with in a 2-way communication, and a contact is someone you have connected with. All right. And so as we have these conversations with our leads and contacts, invariably, and we're making ask how we can help them and others with the real estate, they're going to raise their hand and say, yes, I need help. Then is where we put them into the sales pipeline, which you can kind of see there. A sales pipeline, or what we call opportunities. We create an opportunity for them, right? Because we have an opportunity, as they've entrusted us with the opportunity to help them, we're going to get them to the closing. So we're going to create an opportunity. As soon as somebody raises their hand, yes, I have a real estate need, buy, sell, invest in real estate. And then we walk them through the cultivate phase, appointment phase, active, under contract, eventually get them to closing. And we don't just leave them there. We're not going to create any orphan clients. We're going to keep them for clients for life. So they remain in our database, and we continue to follow up. We nurture that relationship for forever, because we are their realtor, and we're going to keep it that way. All right. So in this, we're talking about campaigns. We're really kind of focused on the top part of this lead generation model here. Okay. So we are focused on a great way to market your listings. Can definitely be these Facebook ads or any of these campaigns. And it also gives us the ability to prospect as we get these leads that come in from Facebook ads or other ways, whether it's email campaigns or even postcards that we can do through campaigns. It gives us the opportunity to make the call to prospect for that business. All right. So lead generation model, we're sticking at the top of this lead generation, the first little stage here for lead generation. So let's go ahead and jump on over into Command here. And again, if you have any questions, you're just tuning in, would love to hear your questions on campaigns. And we will focus on paid ads today through Facebook. And yet, if we have time at the end, or you have any other questions about the others, then we'll talk about that. So here we are. I just got a little smaller here on the bottom right-hand side down here. So we're in Command, and I've hit this magical red box here that tells me which applet that I am in within Command. And I clicked on the megaphone that says campaigns here. So this is where we're going to live today. And as soon as you click on that megaphone, it will default to the dashboard. And this will provide metrics and also little quick links to doing something with commands related. All right. Now, right now I'm in my team account. Let me shoot over to the personal. So you'll see here that I do have some metrics. Now you did hear me say that you can set your goals in Command. So right here, where this middle spot says lead to goal, I'm going to go ahead and open this reports tab, or this reports applet here. Just if you're curious and haven't heard of setting your goals in Command, when I click on the reports button here, the little graph bar. And then I click on goals here at the top. And bear with me because I am going to make this a little bit more visible here. There we go. And this goals tab at the top, when I hit goals and I put it and I click goal settings here, then this will walk you through an exercise to set your goals. All right. So walk through this little goal setting if you want to be able to go here on the dashboard of campaigns and you're getting leads from Facebook or other ways of that you're generating leads and you want to know how well these campaigns are hitting your goal, go through that goal setting exercise real quick. I'll put another article here in the chat. If y'all need access to that, just ask for it. We'll put it in there. But this is our dashboard. Again, it tells us metrics. You can sort by different days, year to date, past 12 months. And you can even walk through. So I'll just do the past 12 months. Spend, how much money you spent, how many leads you've generated, how many campaigns you've completed, even with the different types of campaigns and the engagement therein. Now, one key piece here before we get going on creating a Facebook ad, that's what we're going to focus on. This will require to have some connectedness prior. So in the article in the comments, it says get started with campaigns. It will show you how to set up your social media account, albeit Facebook, or if you're doing Twitter ads, you can do that as well. And yet you'll need to connect those accounts in your settings before you can create any ad, right? Or even do social media organic posts in an easy way. So by clicking the second settings buttons here, these are all the applications that integrate with Command. And so this is where you would do that. And you'll notice here that I got my Facebook Ads Manager connected, my Facebook post scheduling, and this allows me to do it from Command. Again, the article in the comments will walk you through that. So actually, let me take a step back. So what are our 4 campaigns? Well, today we are going to focus on time on Facebook paid ads. We're going to create an ad together, give you the best practices we know to this date of August 17th, 2021. And so that's the first way to grow your database. Probably the most popular, and that's why we're focused on it. And also we do have email campaigns. So email campaigns, consider it an email blast, okay? A one-off blast to a portion of your database, whether you create an email list through your tags or your entire database, whatever you want, that would be an email blast, right? Now, there's a couple of ways to do that. You can make it a simple text, or you can make it a very fancy HTML email, but that would be just sending it off one time. It could be for an event. It could be for a contest for your database. That would be an email blast. This is different if you've tuned in for our Smart Plans training. Smart Plans are really intended to be a sequence of emails or touch plans, whether it's emails and calls and text or drop-offs. It's a sequence of touches. This email blast is just a one-off email you want to send to your database. Direct mail, this is where we would send the postcards through our cooperation with Real Mailers, a great vendor. And so this is where we can either design our own, upload our own postcard design and send it out really cheaply, and even get very specific on which houses we want to send them to, but we do that through direct mail. Currently, postcards through Real Mailers is our integration here, and we're looking to grow it out, but right now it's the postcards. And then social posts, if we do have time today, as we wrap up at 2:30-ish, then these are your organic posts where you can schedule out all your posts for the week or the month, and even find some leverage where a lot of organic posts and messaging is already created for you. But that is your 4th campaign. So you're on the dashboard here, but our 4 campaigns, again, paid ads through social media, emails, direct mail postcards, and so organic social media posts, right? So let's go ahead and jump into creating our first ad. So I'm going to click on the paid ads button here, and also know, just as I clicked on the dashboard, if I click on the paid ads button here at the top, it is going to give me more metrics and also show me all the campaigns I created in the account that I'm logged into, right? Now you notice here in the last 30 days, I've not ran an ad in this account. And so that's why I have zeros there. However, I were to go through here and choose year to date, it'll show some there. Also, I'll go to lifetime, it'll show some more there. So you do have some toggles here. And you also have the ability to search any paid ads that you have created or drafted here in the search bar. You even have some goals selected that we'll touch on here, and even the different types of channels that you might have created. Right? But all the Facebook ads, or I should say paid ads that you have either started or created and ran, or or possibly got rejected for some reason, it's pretty rare, will be below all the metrics here. All right. So you'll see here, even I had a couple of failed there, which ones were completed or which ones were maybe paused. You can pause some of these ads as they're maybe in the transition of getting leads. But all your ones that are listed here are below. But let's just start from fresh. Before I click on the create campaign button here, there is a payment button here. This is another step to make sure that you have in place to do these Facebook ads. And that is also in that article in the comments section. It's really easy and it's pretty intuitive once you get here, but I'll give you all the information there. All right, so let me go to paid ads and then create campaign. Here you have 5 options. So even though I'm on the paid ads tab and I might be looking at some of those metrics, I can click this create campaign button and do any of the 5. Now you'll notice I said 4 campaigns to grow your business. We do kind of wrap up paid ads in 1. All right, so social ad and Google search ad or Google AdWords are kind of wrapped up under this paid ads. All right, so even though there's 5 options, we're talking about 4 campaigns, we're coupling the social ad and search ad as a paid ad, okay? You can run Google AdWords through here. Yeah, we're gonna, again, focus on Facebook. But if I did want to create a social organic post, I could do that here, or direct mail postcard here, or create that email blast, I would click this button. Doesn't matter which tab you're at the top. As soon as you click create a campaign, you get to choose what you want to do. So I clicked on social ad as we're going to do a paid Facebook ad. You have to enter a campaign name. So where to begin here? All right. I get asked a lot of questions. All of us tech trainers get asked a great question. Well, hey, what's a great ad to put out there? We've been doing this for coming up on almost 2 years, and it never fails. Listings that are either coming soon or new to market are still the best ads to get the most amount of leads. All right. Now, the readiness of those leads is always fun to discover as we're reaching out to them. Some of them are definitely right now buyers and possibly sellers. And yet some of these folks might just be kind of kicking the tires because they're looking in a year or 2. All right. So that's going to be our approach today is putting out an ad for a listing. And so if you happen to be catching this live and you have a listing to go through, I don't mind using that one. As long as it's in the MLS, we can find it. It's within our command system, and we'll highlight that one for you today. So if you got a listing you want to put in the chat, great. And if not, I'll find one in a quick hurry. It's really easy. So for today, I'm just going to put in today's date here, August 17th. We'll put in here GH Tech Training. And we are going to choose the goal. Now, before I get going too far to creating this ad, there's this question, what is your goal? Now, if you remember back here in the background, there's a drop down where you can filter by goal selected. You might find that helpful. This is more to organize your ads as you are communicating what your goal is, yet know that there's no difference in what your goal is and how Facebook is going to be able to send out these leads, or excuse me, these ads, all right? Other than advertise multiple listings, all right? Now you can use this advertise multiple listings if you want to gain more exposure and maybe not get as many names and numbers and emails in command, okay? So advertise listing, attract listings, attract talent, event awareness, brand awareness, all these ads are run essentially the same. Yet advertise multiple listings does have a little bit of a limitation in that you will have to send them to a landing page, okay? We'll talk about Facebook lead form here in just a bit, but advertise multiple listings does not allow you to create a Facebook lead gen form, which is the way that we're getting so many clicks and leads through this. Not to say it's not a worthwhile ad to create, but just know advertise multiple listings will not have that Facebook lead gen form. Again, we'll talk more on that in a moment. You don't know what that is, that's okay. We'll learn here in a second. So being as we are going to advertise a listing, I'll click that there. And our Facebook, we'll run our ad on Facebook. Now, again, if you have a Twitter account, we haven't heard a lot of feedback, even though we can integrate this with Twitter. We haven't found a lot of folks using this. So if you have been using Twitter at a high level and putting ads out there and getting leads, let's hear it. We'd love to spotlight you and see what that looks like. Now, if you have a Facebook when you've connected your Facebook account, you also have the ability to run it on Instagram if you have an Instagram account. Yet, what I would recommend if you're looking at running Instagram ads, I would create 2 separate ads. So, if, say we're advertising a listing, I would create a Facebook ad and then also come back in here and walk through the steps to create an Instagram ad. It's a different audience. Different things grab their attentions. And so cannot recommend running them at the same time. Not to say that you won't get leads, and yet we've found more benefit in kind of separating these campaigns out and providing a different type of media interaction on the ads. All right, so we'll stick with Facebook here. I'm going to click on Create Campaign. All right, and we are now, because I clicked on Advertise Listing, it took me into my Create a Campaign, the next spot here, but then I got this big white bar that came over, right? This is where, because I've said I'm going to advertise a listing, it says, well, let's go find this listing easily in Command. That's what this big bar is. Now, right now, it's going to have a toggle that says Only My Listings. Coming soon, you'll see a little bit of a difference here in the coming weeks. Right now, your list, if it's only on my listings here and no records are found, don't be alarmed. Okay, there's just a connection that we need to make for you, and we're going to make this easier because you can connect your listings in here. It's a couple steps process. Yet very soon you're going to be able to find your listings in here. That's not to say that you can't find your listings. It just may not be here under Only My Listings. So if you have a listing and you want to get a Facebook ad created and you don't see it here under Only My Listings, choose All Listings. And then every single MLS that we have connections with, which is almost all of them, unless there's some very remote outlying MLSs we haven't got the chance to connect yet, let us know. Let your Market Center Tech Trainer know. And we're good to go. We're going to find this. So I'm going to go ahead and find an ad here so we can search by property address, MLS number, or even listing agent, right? So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll search by property address, and I'm just going to search as I'm in the St. Louis area. I'm just going to search for St. Louis. When I do that, also know that you do have this status. Let me put St. Louis, Missouri, because it does start searching street names and cities and all that. You'll notice here that there is also the status of active, coming soon, off market. This might look different for every single MLS, but make sure that if you're looking for your listing, and if it's not active, it might be coming soon, choose that. As a fail-safe, I always just select all status, all right? But I will go ahead if I'm looking for a specific listing. Now, I don't have one in mind here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and click on active just to make it easy. And I am also going to choose one here. Okay. I found a Keller Williams agent, Jessica Humphreys. I know Jessica. So I'll choose Jessica's listing. So let's say 3958 Merrimack Street is a listing we're going to create an ad for. All right. So by selecting that listing, a couple automatic things happen. All the photos from the MLS are now connected, or we can choose those for this ad. Also, the property information came over. We get the price here. We've got the full address, and also the property description, which might seem really great and nice. However, before we move any further, let's kind of show you what the structure of creating this ad is. Everything on the left-hand side is the work that you do to create your ad, and it's easy. It's not that much work, but everything on the right-hand side is what your ad begins to look like, how you're composing it. A recommendation here, I would on the top right-hand corner, it's defaulted to web feed. I would choose mobile here because as you might have some lengthier descriptions for these ads, you want to make sure you choose a mobile view as there's a limited amount of characters there. Right? So you'll notice here in the main copy, our next section here, this is where we're seeing this main copy. The main message here is shortened for mobile. So that's why I recommend the mobile view. All right, so we've got our name and goal here at the top, but just to work from the left-hand side from top to bottom, everything we've put in so far on the previous page is there. And we've got our listing that we just chose. Let's actually make up a message here. Here's the best recommendation. There's no perfect way of doing this. Actually, we've seen some very, very little thought put into these. main copies than what the first message is, and getting remarkable results. Remarkable. That we actually did a contest amongst tech trainers, and there was something that the message was as simple as brand new listing coming soon, beautiful inside. And that was it. And there was an engaging photo here, and we ended up getting leads for just under a quarter a piece. And they, again, no extra thought that was put in this main copy. So rule number one is don't overthink this. And a second rule here for this main copy text, I would say, don't give them too much information. All right. Because our whole goal in this is to grow your database, right? You're an amazing realtor, the one who can be their true fiduciary to get them to the closing table. You care for these people, and you know there's people out there that need help. They need a great agent like you, right? So they might possibly be interested in this home, yet the goal here is to grow your business. And if you're the best agent to help them, we don't want to miss an opportunity to get in touch with them if they were looking for 2 bedrooms and this was a 1.5 bedroom. Or excuse me, 2 bathrooms and this happened to be a 1.5 bathroom, right? Or if we put the purchase price in here, and as this one is, say, this is a listing for $140,000, they were only pre-approved for 135, and that was the limit, right? We still want to help them, right? We know we're the best agent for them. Let's not give them the farm and disqualify them and say, I'm not interested in this house, and therefore, well, therefore I'm going to miss that opportunity to serve them. So rule number one, don't overthink it. Rule number two, don't put really specific information that would otherwise disqualify someone who's going to be looking at this ad. So no bedrooms, baths, price points, addresses, right? We're going to be vague here. So again, don't overthink this, but I would put in here, that's a really historic home. I'm going to put in here, I don't know much about the home, all right? I'm sure Jets will probably do a lot better job than I would here, but I'm going to put historic, beautiful home, all right? One thing I love about Command and Facebook and not having to worry about this is I'm not a creative. If anything, I beg, borrow, and steal any marketing ideas. And so I don't have to worry about this. Put historic, beautiful home. Don't miss out. All right. I also put, I don't know if this is new to market, but if it is new to market, you would want to put that in there. Or coming soon, you want to put that in the main copy here. I'm not sure how long this has been on the market, so I'll leave it there. But again, in this, you want to be vague, yet also create a little sense of urgency. Don't miss out. And a couple of emojis help as well. So down in the bottom right-hand corner of this text box, you have emojis here. And you can search for the names of emojis. Always use a home emoji. And you can start them. It does put them at the end. Well, I'm at the end here now. So I'm just going to copy and paste that at the beginning. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. You're not going to overthink it. I trust that the great folks are in our partnership with Facebook and Keller Williams is doing the work for me. And I'm still going to get some great leads here. All right. So from here, we're going to move on. We're going to go from the main copy, then down to headline. And similarly, you want to keep it brief. Don't overthink it. And put whatever, again, even more sense of urgency in here. You could put don't miss out, or if it is new to market, coming soon, whatever it might be, right? So this headline is going to be the more bold text at the bottom. The description in here, what I like about this description, you have actually some suggestions. So this one says, you could be coming home to this. There's also one here, schedule a private tour with me today. View photos and videos of this home. I'm just going to use that one. All right. So if I hit that and hit apply the selection, it makes it that description. Now, depending on how you choose to make your Facebook ad later, that may or may not show up, but we'll just leave it at that. So fill out all those. We'll save it. And then we'll go to, I've got some nice green check marks. Let me know I'm progressing through. I'm going to click on Facebook settings here. And this is where, as long as you've connected your relevant social media or Google ad accounts, this is where we connect them. So for Facebook here, one little question that we do get here when you are connecting, it appears that it's just connected to your personal profile. So when you connect your account at first, if it just says connected to Clark Kendall, you might not see or feel like it's connected to your Facebook business page, which is a requisite, of course. It does. So the nice thing about this integration is if you have your Facebook profile, right? I notice Clark Kendall in Facebook world, and that's my account profile. Any business page that I am an admin of, I can put an ad on. Right. So I've got a bunch here that I'm an admin of, but these are all Facebook business pages. All right. So I'm actually going to use our I think that'll work. Yeah, okay, I did connect it last time. So I'm going to use our Tech Trainers of the Greater Heartland region where you're possibly watching right now, our Facebook page. And so know that you will want to select the page that you're on. Next, destination. This is probably the most important decision you need to make and the one that you got to think through. And I'm glad that we have the words recommended here because you have Facebook lead gen form or site and landing page. Now, you remember me mentioning this before when I talked about advertising multiple listings. If we chose that as a goal, if you choose advertise multiple listing, you will not be able to choose this Facebook lead gen form, and you can only choose a site or landing page. Now, okay, so what, Clark? Which should I choose? Why is Facebook lead gen form recommended? Maybe site or landing page not. Trusting or making an assumption here that most of us are creating these Facebook ads to grow our databases and to grow them large, to connect with more people and to be more relational with them. Facebook lead gen form, what happens here? Well, let's look at our ad real quick. What have I got so far? I've got my text here. I got my photo. I've got new to market. Oh, I did skip a spot. All right, I'll get back on the media here. I'm moving ahead of myself. I'll come back to media in a second. Let's look at this ad. So I've got my photo here and I've got all my verbiage and I've also got the learn more button, right? So if somebody clicks this button, learn more, clicks on the ad, what is going to happen if we have this Facebook lead gen form selected? It's going to keep them in that Facebook environment where they've been scrolling and happened upon this cool looking home. And then if they click on learn more, a little form will pop up with their information already pre-populated because they're logged into Facebook. So it's an easy second click to keep them comfortable in the environment they intend to be in the first place and scrolling in Facebook. And they just have to hit submit again. Right then and there, a lead automatically comes into command, right? That's why this Facebook lead generation form is recommended, because people aren't intended just to give their information out to a real estate agent and know that they're going to follow up with them. This keeps them in that more comfortable environment, Facebook lead gen form. And the benefit there is that ad, it keeps them there and that ad easily comes into command. Now, the good news is even if we use Facebook lead gen form, we can then, after we've gotten them as a lead in command, direct them to wherever we want them to go, right? So that's option number one. That's the experience for the consumer or for the lead. If we choose site or landing page, what will happen here is that if we click on learn more, then that Facebook lead gen form does not show up. It takes them out of Facebook, right? And it'll take them to their web browser or whatever link we take them to. And then we are relying on that new destination to provide enough value or to communicate a message to where we hope to get their information, right? So here's how I like to think about it. Use Facebook lead generation form if you want to grow your database, you want to get leads at a higher clip, right? At a lower cost and to get leads. Site or landing page, this can still be used for the purposes of getting more impressions, right? So if getting just more impressions and you're not necessarily worried about getting leads is your goal, then site or landing page might be the way to go. Okay, this is just because you'll get less impressions with Facebook lead gen form, but more leads. You'll get more impressions with a site or landing page, but as people click on that, it's a much smaller, narrower funnel for them to fill out that information. It's just proven. Okay. So one idea that we've had for site or landing page using this one, if you're very purposeful in getting folks to download your app and maybe getting a lead that way, this would get them it would get that link or that specific link. And if you're unfamiliar with our consumer app that is branded to you, you got a specific URL that automatically allows them to download it and brand it to you. So that might be one use case where you could use site or landing page just to send it out to thousands more people in hopes that when they click on learn more, they download the app and register and become a lead there. Other than that, again, unless you just want a large impressions for whatever reason, would love to receive that. And other use cases, Facebook lead gen form is the recommended for more ads. All right. Next, button label. Learn more, sign up, or apply now. Those are 3 options that we have here. And again, making people feel comfortable with moving forward and getting the information on this home or whatever you're providing for them. Learn more is the least committal here, right? People are a little bit more leery to feel like they're signing up for something or applying for something, right? That takes a committed action on my part. If I'm just learning more, it's a little bit more lax. Yeah, sure, why not learn more? So recommend learning more there. Website URL. So as I mentioned, we use the Facebook lead gen form. We still want to make good on our promise. I did say view photos and videos of this home. Well, I want them to be able to do that. So website URL needs to make good on our promise. So what I recommend doing here, if you're doing a Facebook ad for a listing in this example, then go to your website. Every single Keller Williams agent has a free website that is just as good as any other website out there as far as what the consumer wants to see. And that's homes, right? Be able to easily search for homes and get the info on them. So I'm actually going to search for, what was that address again? Bear with me here. 3958 Merrimack Street, 3958. Because I do want to give them the information that we have. All right, here's the home that we're talking about. So this is what I would do. If you're doing a listing ad, then I would redirect them to the landing page or the property website that is there. So I'm going to click on this. And then when I'm on this property page for, oh, I think I did not hit it right. Try that again. Oh, it did show up. So here's the property page for this listing. I'm going to take this URL up here, and I'm simply going to copy. And then I'm going to paste that right here in the website URL. All right. So, oops, I got 2. Be careful here that you don't double up the HTTPS. There we go. So again, that'll, in this example, they click on learn more. That little nice little comfortable Facebook form comes in. They just had that has their information, that leads information pre-populated in here. They hit submit. Then they're taken to this property page. We've actually seen this happen quite a bit for some of our leads that actually double opt in. So I've gotten their information before here, and they actually go to my website and then either ask me a question about it or they re-register on the home here. So they'll go in here and sign up. And so the nice thing about that is they're connected as a consumer to my app and site, which is a huge, huge benefit. So definitely would recommend putting that address in there. All right. So let's move on here. We've got our property address. I could choose a landing page. There are some great ideas here. You can create landing pages in Command and customize those. Some very, very smart agents are creating landing pages in Command with a video at the top. So instead of maybe taking the property page, I can still provide those photos and information about the property, but I'm putting a video at the very top of that landing page that introduces me as the professional presenting this listing. A little extra inning information there for you. All right, let's focus on audience. So by default, it's going to put me in the location of that listing and give me a radius of 20 miles. If I want to change that, then it's auto-selected to a custom audience here. I can change this to any location that I would want. I'm going to keep it in St. Louis, but I could choose another city. I could choose Kansas City if I wanted to and send this listing to there. Great idea if you know migration patterns and where people are looking to move or moving from, to purpose those ads in that area to get those folks that are moving into whatever area you're looking for. You can change the radius all the way down to 15, all the way up to 50. And again, depending on how urban or rural or whatever makes sense in your world, no recommendations there. Some folks are like, well, why not go 50? I'll drive 50 miles for a potential great buyer and seller. Also, you have the option here of expert targeting. If this is your first ad, omit this part. All right. And if you've created a lot of ads, you might have found out, and if you've attempted this expert targeting, that you still might omit this part. At least for our area, the greater Heartland and our 5-state area, which, if you're unaware, Missouri, Arkansas, Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa, we haven't seen a benefit of using this expert targeting. Now, if you're watching this and if you found a nice little combo of choosing expert targeting and adding interests here, it might be Zillow, folks that have somehow been identified as interested in Zillow, then let us know how that's working for you and what you've done. We'd love to learn. So I'm going to leave this alone, but know that you can add interest here. And as you add the interest, it will be helpful to know accounting. I'll just choose accounting here. Of that when you do this, these are folks that are in addition to. So if I chose accounting here, if I chose another interest that said agriculture, that would be people that are interested in accounting or agriculture. That widens my audience. Now, if I chose the same thing here under, let me go back here, accounting, if I narrow the audience and I chose acting and advertising, all right, people who match accounting but also must match acting and advertising, well, it has to be a combination of all those three, right? So we're going to get a very narrow audience there. Okay. But again, if this is your first Facebook ad, I wouldn't sweat that. You'll get leads and you'll have more than enough to follow up on. And we're just seeing better results. Now, there might be other areas of the U.S. I know the Northeast has seen some great momentum and being very specific with this expert targeting. I think also areas of Michigan. But again, we haven't seen it here in our greater Heartland. Moving on. I'm going to save this section. Let me go back up because I did skip media. I saw the green check mark and went too fast here. You'll notice here when we selected our listing that it shows the photo on the front. And know that we can choose any photo automatically from the MLS. So notice here we have two options, images or video. If you do have a video here, you can select it and upload it, whether it's a neighborhood video, one from your designs library, one you want to upload, or a linked video, you can do that. But we're going to focus on images here. If I did not want to use the front photo here, I could delete this image and then select media and choose a different one. Right? I might want to be able to show the patio and the deck, or maybe I like this angle a little bit more, the front of the home. All right, it'll give you different dimensions that you can choose from here. Let's say I might want to choose that one, and it's going to use that image there. All right. So know that you can add up to 6 photos for the images here. But again, I wouldn't go give them too much, maybe 2 or 3 max. And that way they think, well, what else is in this home, right? It might be, they might see, the kitchen and be like, you know what, that kitchen's way too big for me, or it feels too open. I don't know who says that, but that could be a case. Folks will want to see the front of the home. That's going to be probably the main piece there. Or you might say, you know what, check out this kitchen. You got to see the backyard. Maybe you put that in the verbiage of your ad. Again, no right or wrong way to do this. But again, I wouldn't add all 6 photos to maybe disqualify once they get to the bathroom, whatever reason it turns them off. And then, you know what, they're not a lead for you. Also here in your DBA logo, that pulls from your marketing profile, which is also in your settings. So if you've done that, then it'll automatically show up here. And you can choose whether you want on the left-hand side or right-hand side. There's also an ownership statement that you would want to include. I haven't heard of someone not needing to include this ownership statement that each office is independently owned and operated. Ask your broker, ask your market center leadership for verification. Yet we believe we need that and everywhere. So I'll save that for our media. Then on to lead settings. Man, I love teaching this point. Thanks for hanging in there with me. If you're already still watching this here. This is big news. So a few months ago now, we finally came out with the functionality that once the Facebook leads come in, we want to be able to automatically add tags, or what we call tags are how we categorize or put groupings, segment our database within Command. And so now we can do that. If somebody clicks on this lead and submits the form, as I've made this ad to do, then I can have it auto apply any tag that I want. Now, the nice thing is I've got all my tags here. So I might want to put in here, Facebook test. Why not? I can add other tags in here as well. I can put in here, let's go buyer. I don't know. Maybe I would use that one. Maybe I wouldn't. But I can put multiple tags in here that would automatically apply those tags. All right. I can also automatically assign a smart plan to them. That's so awesome, right? So if you have a smart plan that includes a prompt to call that lead, and also maybe say to call that lead all in the same day, to call them, maybe send out a text, and also automatically send out an email. If you choose that smart plan here, it is going to do that for you. Now, the call task will show up in your task reminders. It's not going to call them for you. If you have Twilio connected and you send out that auto text, it will send that out for you. Or if you maybe just have a task to send a manual text, that task will show up for you in your task manager, and that email will automatically go out. So another conversation for another training, or go back and watch our Watch Your 6. That was on our contacts and smart plans training. So I'm just going to choose one here. I'm sure I do have a Facebook one here. Love the My Easy button. If you're looking for a really robust Facebook lead follow-up, this includes emails, calls, and texts. So this easy button one here includes all three of these smart plans. I'll just use that one and save. But that is the magic, the automation that we're really excited about and a lot of our agents love. Last piece here, duration and budget. Again, I hear a lot of different opinions here of how we approach this. I've heard a great, so duration and budget. First, we have to choose the dates. How long do I want this ad to run? Okay, no right or wrong ways to do this. A best practice we have learned is to at least encapsulate one weekend. So if I'm doing an ad for 5 days, right, and this is, say we're on Tuesday here, and I want it to run 5 days, and then maybe I started on that Thursday and then run it to the 24th, I've got the weekend covered. I'm not running Monday to Friday. I'm running it on the weekend where more people are apt to be leisurely and be on Facebook. If I'm running it 10 days, then I want to cover 2 weekends, right? So whatever you roll there, however many days you're looking to run the ad, make sure it covers a weekend, at least one. If you're running it 14 days, see if you can cover 15 days, see if you can cover 3 weekends. So on 5 days here, then we have to choose the amount of spend that you want to do. Again, there's a recommendation here for doing a budget, $1 a day budget for some of our agent that works really great. We've seen great results in $3 a day being spent. We've also found a sweet spot at $5 to $8 a day. What I would do is figure out what budget you're comfortable with, right? If it's just $25, I want to run that's all I want to spend on here, then make it $25, right? And if you want to err on the side of, let me run this as long as possible, then maybe I'll make it for 25 days, right? So I don't know how long that would be, but if I would choose that whole date range there, then my daily per channel, you'll notice here, if I make this longer, the cost goes down per day. It's Facebook and Command are going to push this out to less people each day, right? But that's the goal. Now, I will say that because of the market that we're in, we have seen this being shortened to somewhere between 5 and 10 days. Can't really necessarily recommend longer than 14 days. We haven't seen a lot of success there yet. Because listings are going so fast and our new listings are going under contract in a couple of days, even though we've seen a slight shift in the last couple of weeks, little less multiple offers, a little longer on the market, it's still a very high demand market. And so, again, no right or wrong way to do this. And yet we have seen, that's not very helpful. We have seen a good stride in covering a weekend and somewhere between $1 to $8. So we'll allow you to make that decision there. Again, the good news is you're going to get leads. If you construct it this way, you will get leads. And yet there's not a best recommendation there. So once I have that done, I hit save. And then the last piece here is just the publish campaign. I've done all this. Now I know it's taken us some time here to kind of walk through all the steps here. Your first ad, once you get this going, it might take 15 minutes, right? Again, don't overthink the ad copy. Don't overthink the photo. Just get it running. Just get it going. You'll get the leads. Yet, as you do this again and again and again, you'll be able to do these and easily under 5 minutes for any new listing, which is helpful, especially in this high-paced market. You got to get an ad out there to leverage that listing. Or maybe you're doing an open house for somebody in your market center and you want to run a Facebook ad. One, I would ask them for permission to do that. Most folks, I think, would be okay with that. If you're getting leads in an open house, why would you not get leads through a Facebook listing? And it gives their listing more exposure. Being able to do this in a quick way and not worry about the world of Facebook and creating ads, which is not a lot of fun. If you've ever been in the Facebook Business Manager or in the business page creating ads, it's not this easy. And we don't have our listings. You don't have your listings integrated in Facebook like we do here in Command. So easily under 5 minutes, once you get the understanding of this flow, it becomes second nature to us. All right. So I know we still have some folks joining in here. So if you have any questions in the comments, put them down below. But the last thing I'll mention here, if I were to publish this campaign, and I'll click the back button here. Actually, I do not want to leave this page. I'm going to save the draft because I do want to demonstrate that if I'm still working on this and for a reason I get interrupted, I want to hit save draft. And you'll notice here that the draft, that does show my status as a draft. You'll see other statuses here. The article that's in the comments section, we'll kind of walk through those in one of those sub articles on that main article page that I put in the chat in the comments section. And yet I can easily go back in here by clicking the three dots, edit the campaign, then publish it. I can even duplicate an ad that worked really well. Let's see here. I've got this one. I did a demo for Fort Smith, Arkansas at one point. If I was like, hey, you know what? This ad worked really well for that area. If I'm going to run another ad, I'll just duplicate this one. I can hit duplicate and work even faster than I did before. As you're getting your leads coming in, they will of course automatically come into Command. Now, if you've used the auto tag feature, then you can come into your contacts here. And if you're familiar with contacts, easily search by tag and figure out who those folks are. That's great. One best practice that we have here, maybe put the listing address as a tag. I didn't mention that in auto tags, but maybe a listing address as a tag and search by that. Easy way to find leads. You can also always come to this paid ads page here and you can click on the number here, the leads button here. I'll just go to an older one here. Well, either way, I'll pause on putting out there because there's actual real people's information there. I won't put that in there. But if you click on this 7 leads button here, or however many leads are in the teal color there, that's a link that will take you to the list of all the leads where you can take action from there. You can apply a tag. You can apply a smart plan if you didn't use the auto tag or smart plans in there. It will be a list of the leads for that ad, right? So if you want to see that list or always get a quick access to that information, you can click on these here. I'll hold off on clicking on that, showing you what that looks like as we're on a public page here, but that's where you find them. So I think we're all wrapped up here unless we have other questions. You know what? We got 3 minutes here. I'll allow one last moment for questions here of anything's campaigns, either paid ads, email, social media posts, or postcards. Yet I do want to go back in the campaigns here and these social posts because we're talking about social media. If you click on this social post page, you'll see here a weekly calendar. If you hit the drop down here in a monthly calendar, this is where you can see every single one of your social media posts that you've put out there. Presently, it's Facebook. Okay, it's not integrated with Instagram to be able to automatically post Instagram posts. Few, very, 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 very few platforms can. Yet that's how you can pace them out. So if you want to put out all your Facebook social media posts and see a calendar view of them, schedule them out for the month, you can go and do that here. You also see here if you want to do a certain date. If I wanted to set something for Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, hit create social media posts. And that is because that one page is not just yet connected. I haven't connected that one in settings, so you shouldn't get that error. It's a very similar process that I did in creating the ad. If I just want to create my own social media post, I could put it here. And the nice thing is, if I wanted to put that post on all my pages, I could do that as well. The really cool thing here that I'll leave you with for social media posts is coming in here and seeing these quick posts, right? Again, self-professed, not a creative, right? You can go to these quick posts and use, if you go under here, it's because there's a leadership content here for our leaders of the Market Center. You can create a neighborhood video, which is really neat. If you want to see what that neighborhood video is here, you can click this little arrow button and walk through that process. But I like these social posts because this is what the KW marketing team creates for us and updates regularly. And I can shuffle through and see if there's one that I want to use. All right, there's a bad joke alert, one for a great price for a home, something about refinancing with Keller Mortgage. I've had a lot of great conversations with my database about that recently. What are you doing selling your home? Put it on sunscreen. Well, here, check this out. All right, so let's say, you know what, I like this ad or I want to see what it's about. If I click this arrow button, yes, it's got my my Market Center logo there. It already has the image from the quick post. It's got my whether I want to schedule the post or schedule immediately. But here's the thing I love about it. The messaging, I don't have to worry about. This is the thing I think arrests me with organic social media posts, is trying to think about a message that would grasp. Again, the marketing team, the people that study this, created this for you. Hit that arrow button, publish it immediately or schedule it out. Right. So if I wanted to schedule out this for that Thursday, I could even choose the time here that I want it to happen at. I don't know, 7:07 a.m. I could have that post scheduled, no problem, and on different pages that I want. So check out the social quick post. I think that's often an overlooked piece of leverage that you don't have to worry about creating great content that's already there, and you can schedule it out. All right, great. Kelly, you got a question there. Let me make sure. Here, Kelly did ask, are the social media posts free or is there a cost per post? No, so yeah, what you see here, Kelly, on these quick posts, 100% free, no cost, totally free. The marketing team creates them and updates them regularly. This piece here does not cost whatsoever. Great question. Awesome. All right. Well, you know what? I'll wrap us up here for today. That's 4 campaigns for Grow Your Database. Again, other questions that come, put them in the comments below. Reach out to your Market Center tech trainer. If you're finding success, let them know, right? They love helping you with answers or finding solutions to what you're looking to do. And they love hearing successes as well. We talk about those regularly as a community of tech trainers. So please share that with them. Hope you found value in this. Please share if this has been the case. And also share the page. We're doing a lot of fun trainings coming up. And we'll catch you next time this Thursday at 1:30 for $ designs. So if you don't like maybe some of these quick posts here that KW marketing team has created, there are hundreds of social media designs, images that we can create and easily create posts here that connect with campaigns. So 1:30, same place. We'll catch you then.